Hello friends. Today I want to show you how I go through the ceiling of the silo to launch a nuke fast. But before I do that, I really want to stress the importance of going through the silo the traditional way. I think everyone should go through every step the first time and maybe many more times thereafter, just to enjoy the experience. Let's go to camp and get buffed. Haha, I spawned right inside the bed. That's convenient. Okay. Well, that's just not right. Let's see if I can get up and lay back down if that fixes that. When you build a sky camp, you can expect issues like this. It's not anything serious, but just strange. Alright. So I'm going to get well rested or kindred spirit. She's still going to stick her legs through the bed. That's better. No, it's not. Oh my gosh. Okay, whatever. As long as I get well rested, it'll work. Grandmother acts confused in a sky camp. If you'll notice, she keeps putting her face to the wall. She'll walk around to each side of the fireplace like she can't figure out how to get out of the room. She does eventually, though. All right. Hello, Raven. And in the meantime, my cat in the real world is making a lot of noise in the background. There are 4 things I want to go over with you before we head to the silo. The first thing is the friendly fire card. I have mine equipped all the time, leveled up 2 stars. You don't have to have it leveled up 2 stars. You don't have to have a 3-star. But try to have it equipped with at least a 1-star before you go in the silo. You'll see why you need this card later. The second thing is a flaming weapon or a weapon with the flame mod. I like to use the holy fire. The third thing is very important. Make sure you have nuclear key cards. Let's see how many I have. It's under miscellaneous. 14. That'll work. And number 4 is also very important. You're going to need the nuke codes before you go to the silo or access to them once you are in the silo. I like to use falloutbuilds.com and a couple of other websites, but you can Google search Fallout 76 nuclear key codes and pick the site you prefer. These sites will give you the nuclear key codes on demand anytime, night or day. And that's that. All right, let's get ready to go to the silo. I know it doesn't matter what I wear, but it's fun. This looks more stealthy. Let's go. All right, of course, first, we want to check and see. All right, if you have this holotape, then you know how to check to see if a silo's open. And of course, they're all open because I'm on my private server, so let's just pick one. Alpha? Okay. Here, kitty. Let Mama put that in a drawer so you'll quit rattling the bag. Good grief. All right. I love her. I do love my kitty. She's playful and loving. She's a very affectionate kitty. Not all of them are.
Unscheduled access detected. Activating security system alpha.
All right, so you can press G to track. Now you notice at the top right of my screen, it shows me mission countdown alpha. Now this is something that you need to bring with you. Go to weapons. And I have more than I need. Usually frag mines, I will bring about 4 or 5 of them. And you'll see why in a minute. So you're going to make sure you have no weapons equipped. We're going to unequip that. We're going to change it to frag mine. The only thing you should have equipped is the frag mine. Or mines, plural. Okay. So you see where we are. We just got off the elevator. Do you see that brown little desk, I guess you'd call it, where the chair is? I'm going to jump on that right there. Because I want to be facing this box, the left of this box. I'm going to throw a frag mine there. Now, the reason you want to throw it there is because you want to be able to keep VATS on it from right beside this trash can here. All right, so I'm going to jump up there. Now I'm going to press Q for VATS. Keep it in VATS. All you have to do is press Q on the keyboard one time. Now walk over while you're looking at it and drop down where that trash can was. All right, this is the thing. You're going to press the mouse button as if you're swinging, punching that mine. And you're also going to press the keyboard and jump at the same time you're pressing the space bar on the keyboard. Like that. All right. I'm going to fall back through. Now, if you get something wrong or fall through once you get above there, you can press Q again. Just do it over. All right, ready? You're going to press the left mouse key. Let me show you what I mean by punching. Let me get out of that. You know, you could punch someone like this. Ooh, okay. And you're going to stand here. And when you press the keyboard, the spacebar on the keyboard, it makes you jump. So you're swinging and jumping at the same time. Okay? All right, let's do it again. Pressing Q for VATS. All right, so what you're trying to land on, let me get my weapon back out here, is any of these beams. Any space in between like that, you'll fall through. So our goal is to get over there. When I first started doing this is what I had to do because I could not figure out how to use my jetpack correctly. There is a correct way to use your jetpack. I didn't know. So I was walking across this beam and then trying not to fall through. If you fall through between those laser grids right there, you're just stuck. You have to fast travel out and start over. If you fall anywhere past them, you can photo mode through doors, but it's just a pain. So you can walk as far as you want on these beams, but just don't fall through. You just want to get up there. See, that is where the missile comes out. The nuke, So the launch computer is up there in those rooms. Okay, I'm going to come back over here. Whoa, watch out. Okay, let's do that over. I'm going to do it the way I normally do it. And the reason I say don't have a weapon equipped, when you go to punch, you're actually going to shoot that mine and blow yourself up. Just don't do it. Taking that weapon away. Go back in first person. It's easier for me. Q for VATS. Walk over. Punch and jump. All right. Okay. So we are going to fly with our jetpack over there. And first of all, let's see if we need to eat some birthday cake. What does birthday cake do? Supposedly It increases AP or the duration of AP. And I have so much of it, I'll eat a little bit. And I can see I need to drink some water. Okay. Go back in first person. Now, when you fly, you don't hold down the space bar, you tap it. That's the thing that messed me up earlier. When I first started the game, I thought if I just held down this space bar, I would continue to fly. Now, that's when I really first started the game. I know better now. So we're going to jump up, tap, 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 tap. Look, there we are. This is where I like to land. There are other places you can land. If you need to land here, it's solid. Try not to land on the edge, you'll get stuck in the wall. You can land on any of these ceilings and then come over here, as long as you land on a beam. All right, so what I like to do is land here. If I want to get my armor, this is a good place to do it. It's a solid floor. Gonna get in that armor. Now, you know there's 2 assaultrons in here. Let me decrease that radiation a little. Well, that's too much. I need to use Radaway diluted. I think I've got Radaways on my quick key instead. Let's get radiated a little bit more. Just because I'm not going to do much damage if I don't. And you know, if you need to get just a tad more radiated to get nerd rage, you can just eat a little bit. Eat something that has rads. See, not everything has rads. That does. It has 5. That's all I needed. All right, let's see if I can jump over here without getting injured by the assaultrons. And I like to fly all the way over to this room. I'm going to tell you why it's important to go in this room. This is where you would normally come up the stairs if you go through the full walkthrough of the silo. Look, there's the nuke, the missile. You would run around this and come up here. And when you get in this room, see at the top right corner of the screen, it says find a way past the laser grids. It's important to be in this room because your mission will not advance if you don't go in here and walk through the door. If you watch the top right of the screen, you'll see what I mean. You hear the click and it says initiate launch prep. Of course, normally you don't just walk out there like that and get shot, but I did that just to show you what I meant. So I like to go around and take out all the lasers and the assaultron. And there'll be another assaultron. Once you get the 2 assaultrons down. Alright, I'm coming. Once you get the 2 assaultrons down, it's much easier, in my opinion. Oh, here. I hear somewhere. That is Ultron. There she is. All right. Gravy. Oh, you're not dead. And some of these turrets, you gotta really be in a certain spot to do any damage to them, because the ceiling beams will block your shot, so. I like to use bats so I can see if I'm doing any damage. See, 95%, yes. And I also open this door. It doesn't matter. But one of the chiefs are going to come out of here, and it just makes it a clear path for them. So you can do all that and then come up and initiate launch, or you can initiate launch first to save some time and then go around destroying everything. Just make sure you do destroy the turrets and the other robots before the chiefs come out, or they may take damage.
All personnel to stations. Assembling launch crew chief.
All right.
Launch control chief. Active. Proceeding to station. Unsanctioned
All right.
launch
See this
in
technical
progress.
data?
Security
If you
teams.
collect this every time you come in here, when we have double XP, you can turn it in and get quite a bit of XP for it. But make sure you only have one technical data on you at a time. Keep the rest in your stash, or it will all be taken from you at once, and you will gain pretty much nothing from that. So keep all of it in your stash. You'll just have to keep going to your stash box and pulling one out at a time and turning it in to get the XP. Make sure you do all your buffing first, then it'll be worth it. Okay, let me show you another trick. If you don't want to continue to fight these robots, here's something else you can do. Right now, there's no robots in the room. If I hurry and there's only one chief out here, I'm going to fast travel out.
Entry officer. Active.
Right now, the 3 chiefs are active. That's okay.
Active.
Nope, it's not going to work because there's a robot in here shooting. If you travel out before any of them spawn and then come back to the elevator and just stand in the elevator, it will load and then the nuke will be ready, and you don't have to do much of anything except fly back in there and launch the nuke. But I don't think it worked this time because I heard a robot spawn in the room. Let's go see. If the room's full of robots and you leave, they'll just take out all the chiefs and you'll have to go back in and replace them all. Let's jump back in here and see what's going on. So we're going to get back in the elevator, go up. Okay, I'm not going to leave. Shut the door. Open my Pip-Boy. I'm going to go into data. All right. Now, if it works, you stand here in the elevator with the door shut, so the robots on the other side, if you didn't take them out, they won't come and take you out while you're waiting. It looks like it may be working. All right, there's 5 out of 5 chiefs right now. As long as that stays the same, and I don't need to replace any of them, or most of them, the launch prep bar will continue to load. But really, if you do this, you're missing out on some XP. So why? Just if you're not feeling it and you just don't feel like taking out a bunch of robots, this works. But I rarely ever do this. About the only time I do this, say I need to take a break for a minute, or I have a phone call and I'm in the middle of this and I think, okay, I'll just jump out and go in the elevator and call this person back. Otherwise, it's kind of boring for me to do this. But I still wanted to show you in case you want to do it. Okay, I'll probably advance to the end so you don't have to sit here and wait with me. There we go. See, it finished on its own. None of the chiefs were destroyed. Now we just need to go in and launch the nuke. This is why you need multiple frag mines. If you die and you respawn in the elevator, or if you fast travel out and then come back to launch your nuke later, and you can do that. Let's say eviction notice comes up and your nuke is ready, but you don't want to launch it yet. You can go to eviction notice and then come back here and launch. But you just need to realize that if someone notices this nuke is ready, they could come launch it too. You did all the work, but they decide where the nuke lands. It's up to you. All right, so did I unequip my weapon? It's so funny, sometimes I do blow myself up doing this. It's okay. All right, going into bats. Jumping up here. So see, the frag mine that I had there is gone. That's why you need to keep a few on you when you do this. Alrighty. Tap, 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 tap. Like I said, if you land here, just let your AP build back up and then jump again. Now that we have already did all the work, the robots are down, you can just jump right in here somewhere. This is the same room. And run over and launch your nuke. Alright, so you're going to insert your key card. I've already entered the launch code, so I don't need to enter it again. But let me show you something here. A few things. Alright, so when I launch on Fissure Site Prime, I do not launch on V9 because a lot of people like to stand on V9. They will populate all around that area, stand on the fence. Unless you have a camp down here somewhere you're trying not to nuke, I usually, right here where this line is, I usually click right about there. Okay, so you see, you've covered Fissure Site Prime, but you did not nuke V9. So people can stand all up here together and fight the queen. They can run in the radiation if they want to, but that's just how I do it. Likewise, if you want to nuke Earl, you have to nuke Monongah Mine. I don't know if I say that right or not. Okay, when I nuke this mine, my thing is you run out of the mine at the end straight into radiation. Why make it difficult for yourself at the end? Come over here. Look, when you run out of that mine, you can run straight this way and you're just out. You're out of radiation. If it doesn't matter to you, it may matter to other players, teammates. Help everyone out, you know? So you can do it that way. See, I have a camp here. So if I do it here even, too far. Let's see how. Nope. See, that will hit my camp. That's too far. Let's go here. You can just keep playing with it until you get it where you want it. That would be probably perfect, but I do caution you, sometimes if the borderline is right on your mark, it won't initiate the event. It won't start the event, so just be aware of that. So I might even go there. That looks perfect. It will not hit my camp. It will hit the mine, but I can still run out and just run up to my camp or put my tent down right here. All right. Let's talk about this region. You do not have to nuke the weather station. You can come down here and nuke the center area. And then when you're in this area, you're not taking radiation and no one else is either. People think you have to nuke the weather station. You don't. You could come and launch it there. All right. If you want to launch on mine shaft number 2, that's really all you have to do. You do not have to go over the tracks up here. You don't have to get too close to the raids. Okay, so if that's there, we could go, nope, too far. We could do that. You're not too close to Nuke World, and you're not too close to the raid. You're not too close to anything important. And since I'm on a private world by myself, I'm going to launch a nuke down here.
Attention.
Like that.
Attention.
Press G and hold it down and it will track the touchdown time of the nuke.
30 seconds. All personnel should exit the launch tube
Alright,
immediately.
so if you've collected all this scrap in here, you may need to use carry weight booster to travel out. Otherwise, want to make sure you realize you can run out of here. But you have to hurry before the door's shut. See this to surface? I'm up here near the computer. Let's run to the surface. Take this elevator down here. So you come in this potty and press E on the keyboard, and it will take you to the surface. Okay, I'm going to go back into this silo and show you why it's helpful to have a flamer with you or a weapon with a flamer mod. That's not the reason why, but it didn't hurt, did it? Oh, come on, dude. We got stuff to do. So this time, I'm in Charlie. I'm on a public server. I'm going to go in here and do things differently so you can see what we need the flamer for. I'm always going to try to go over to this room first. If I can't fly all the way, I'll drop through the ceiling. That's just for demonstration. And run in here. Alright, did you hear it click? Look at the top right corner. Initiate launch prep. It's because I ran through that door. Oh, I have no weapon yet. Let me get my flamer. You see how quickly it melts the Sautrons? This is the holy fire, so it also heals me. Yeah, but that's not the main reason we're bringing it in here. I'll show you. Okay, there's no turret right there, so I'm just going to go ahead and initiate launch.
Launch prep sequence initiated. All personnel take your stations.
And I'm going to intentionally let the chiefs take damage so you can see what the flamer is for. And the friendly fire card. Wow, Gutsy, you're a bad shot. You're shooting the wall, dude. He's not taking any damage. He will soon, though. There you go. Alright. You can hover over the chief and look at the top bar and see if they've taken damage. Not much. Okay, we're going to let it go down a little bit more. Alright. So let's say, you know, sometimes you come in here and it's just full of these robots. And other times, it's kind of boring. There's not much going on. But if there are a lot of robots, it's kind of hard to keep up with the chiefs and keep them alive because they keep getting attacked. Equip your flamer or your weapon with a flame mod and heal them. See? Look at the bar at the top. I think some people don't realize you can heal the chiefs and keep them alive. And the flamer works really well on these robots too. If you don't want to use a ballistic weapon, you don't want to use your 50 or fixer, you can just run around with this the whole time. It heals you, it destroys the robots, and it heals the chiefs at the same time. Win, win, win.
Nominal. Standing by for final authorization.
Alright, so Charlie's ready to launch, but there's something I need to consider. It's the top of the hour, an event just started, and I need to decide, will people go to that event, or should I launch the nuke? So let's see. So we've got line in the sand. There's no one there. I think it's safe to launch. Dude, hold still. We gotta tell everybody goodbye. Be still. You mumble too much. No. Here. Okay, just stand still. Okay, ready? Go. Thank you for watching this video. Oh, he will not be still. If you please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on all future notifications, I would really appreciate it.
On the stair, I met a man who wasn't there.
You're weird, smiling man.
He wasn't there again today.
Yeah.
Oh, how I wish.
Wow, he's weird. Have a great day. Dude, where are you going?